Ladies and gentlemen, we've got him. A vote is coming up. We normally go to a break in a moment. I'm going to skip this break coming up at the 20 after. Congressman Alan Grayson is a Democratic congressman in Florida's 8th Congressional District. He's a graduate of Harvard College. And without going through his lengthy bio here, he's been a big supporter of H.R. 1207. And he's one of the leading lights now calling for an audit of the private run-for-profit Federal Reserve. And he's really grilled Bernanke and Geithner and others. And we're just very, very blessed to have him in Congress. Congressman, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. And if we're going to talk about what I've done before, the thing I'm most proud of is that for years I fought war profiteers in Iraq, and I was the litigator, the prosecutor in every single case pending in federal court and being litigated against war profiteers before I was elected to Congress. So that's the one thing I'd want people to know about where I was and what I did in the first 50 years of my life.
Absolutely. In fact, Congressman, I was fluid with your scheduler, who's been very helpful, but just so I know what I can get to. How long do we have with you?
It's difficult to predict. We might have 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay, great. Well, let's talk about that then first, Congressman, because I am not a Republican or a Democrat. No bid contracts, even for American companies, $15 million for a blue tarp, Halliburton in the Chicago Tribune running child kidnapping rings. You were there exposing all this. Tell us about it.
Well, it's everything you could imagine that's bad and worse. You have documented situations that people have heard about where our contractors were putting in showers that ended up electrocuting the troops. We have documented situations where water in 120-degree heat that the troops used that was poisoned water. It was dirtier than the Euphrates River. And these are shocking things that really did happen because these contractors are completely unscrupulous and they're only in it for a buck. As President Lincoln said during the Civil War, people like that are worse than people who commit treason, worse than traitors. They act surreptitiously, and they end up not only overcharging us, but literally killing our troops.
Well, now, Blackwater USA, XZ, not just all the federal filings of murder teams and intimidation is reportedly killing their own people, but it's confirmed, L.A. Times, they're now assisting police in marijuana dispensary raids.
Well, anybody who cares anything about freedom, about liberty, about simple fiscal responsibility has to be shocked by what we're seeing here every day. It's true across the board. These people have no conscience.
Congressman, since Halliburton and XZ and all of them have moved offshore now, will they ever be brought to justice, or will they just now occupy the United States and eat out our substance?
Well, the one thing we can do is we can cut them off when it comes to getting our money. I was really excited and happy to find out that we passed, that we've been able to do something about that now, because in this bill that was provided to the House that was voted on overwhelmingly last week to cut off funding to ACORN, the same bill cuts off funding to any organization that has filed a fraudulent form with any federal or state regulatory agency. I noticed that. I immediately put up a website and invited people to nominate corrupt contractors who have filed fraudulent forms with the federal government. Our list is well over 200 and growing.
Wow, that is really smart. Can you give us the website, sir?
I'll get the website for you. I'll try to give you information about the website. But what the main thing is that we're going to keep the pressure on and make sure they don't change this. Because, the leadership on both sides, both parties, are inevitably going to be hearing from these corrupt defense contractors who have cheated us out of hundreds of millions and even billions of dollars, and they're going to say, please, please, have mercy on us, even after they've cheated us this way. I say cut them off, start over again.
Well, absolutely. Now there are more contractors in Iraq than there are troops, and that's what I like, is that you're nonpartisan. You just expose the corruption right across the board. That's a great point. I mean, ACORN is definitely a big city machine, very seedy. But that's what I was thinking last week watching Fox, is they love it. They can focus on that one area of corruption and then ignore Halliburton, that the Chicago Tribune reported kidnaps people and runs slave factories.
According to the Project on Government Oversight, every single one of the top 10 contractors has been found guilty, not just accused of, but actually found guilty of filing fraudulent forms with the government to the tune of at least $500 million or more. So I think we're finally reaching a point now where we're going to actually do something about it. And I say that's great. Let's stop the fraud. Let's stop the cheating. Let's start over again.
Well, speaking of cheating, the ringleaders, as you know, are the private corporations, the brokerage firms and banks that have a revolving door into the regulators, who have created tens of trillions in fiat to out, and then we get to pay interest on the money we bail them out with as they loan it back to us. Where is the audit of the Fed going? I read it's got 290 sponsors in the House, sir. Will we be able to audit this secretive private consortium?
Well, it certainly is looking that way, and it's because of a lot of hard work that we did. I took that bill, which traditionally had been thought of as a Republican bill, and I took that bill around to my Democratic colleagues on the floor of the House week after week after week for months, and got over 100 of them to sign up for that bill and make it a bipartisan. 5 members of the House, over 290. Yesterday the count was 292. 292 of us, more than 2/3 of the House, has signed on to that bill, not just saying that they're going to vote for it, but actually sponsoring it.